Guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. So we're going to be trying out Paulinho's card today. I'm not entirely too sure if you can score a Brazilian goal and then be able to rage quit right after. I'm sure someone will probably do that against me. But the way that I have this set up for me to unlock this card so that we can try him out in the team after is like this. So the way I'm going to get this done, right, is I have the team name set to Brazil goal, because I'm pretty sure the person can see your team and they can see your team name, so hopefully people actually do give me the goals. I have Alex Telles and I have Vinicius Jr. Loan cards don't get depleted when you play them in foot friendly, so it's good that I have Vinicius Jr. in my club. If I get Paulinho, the way that I'm going to make this work, right, is I'm going to take out William Carvalho as one of my CDMs, and I'm going to put Paulinho where Rui Costa is, and I'm just going to do this, right? So you can see I'm going to be able to get all the Brazilian link-ups on that left side, and I'm going to be able to try out Paulinho as a CDM, center mid, whatever it is, so I can see what position would best suit him. So I'm just going to go do those. I'm going to do those foot friendlies things right now, and then we'll see if people can give me the wins, and I can just move on from there. Alright guys, so we're going to go into a game right now, just a nice little classic match, just to understand the general feel of the player. I do think that the two chemistry styles you're going to want the most is definitely either going to be Shadow or Engine, because some cards it's very easy to tell what cards they need, or, you know, whether the card is worth it before even trying out the card. And obviously it always depends on the person, but for me personally, very few times do I try out a card and it doesn't match his description. The only person this year that didn't really match the description was Lucas Moura. So we're going to go ahead and try out Paulinho in the right center defensive mid position in a 4-2-3-1 setup with possession-based attacking with 4 players set inside the box. Those are very, very important tactics to see if it fits my playstyle and whether or not he fits the team perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and switch to defense here. I will be giving this guy the goals at the end of the game because I know that he's going to want to get the Brazilian goals for sure. I'm actually just going to give it to him now. I think he already has Brazilian players, so let's see if he's rocking. Charles, I think, is already one of the cards. We'll just go ahead and give him the goal here. I think Charles... Are these guys Brazilian? I don't even know. Okay, so I think Charles is Brazilian. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, perfect. He's Brazilian, so that's pretty much it. Now we can try for the rest of the game. There it is. We got that angle. Oh, that was a really bad touch by João Felix. Really, really bad touch right there.
That's a great interception. Dembele.
That dude 100% got fouled. If that...
The home side are now defending with a clear offside trap.
This game is so weird.
Can they get the ball at the moment?
So you can see his dribbling is not that responsive, but his main priority when he's playing as a CDM is to be a defensive presence, right? So you can obviously already see that the dribbling is not super responsive with this card, which is a very obvious thing because his agility and balance is not that high, right?
Excellent technique shown by Rui Costa on the ball here. Rui to bring them level.
Little dribble just to open up the space. Nice little composed finish with João Felix. You just want to use the left stick just to go back and forward, just to open up the space. This guy obviously doesn't have a great team, but it's all about seeing the general movements from the players as you're trying them out and then taking it from there, right? So, so far he's very balanced. He's not a standout performer on stay back while attacking. And you can see that his positioning is quite solid. Actually, he's standing right there on the edge of the 18-yard box to be able to defend perfectly. You can also see that his transitioning is very good, which is a very big thing in this FIFA this year. So as you guys know, jockey system is different. So because the jockey system is different, his agility and balance doesn't necessarily need to be like crazy high for him to be able to do it really well, because he can do it well. It's kind of like Witzel too. Witzel also doesn't have the greatest agility and balance, but he can transition really well on the defensive area, which is exactly what you need your CDM to do. We're going to be able to get an angle right here. We're just going to do a nice little body feint, finesse shot, angle. I could have taken a touch there, actually, because the finish that exists this year, you actually have to aim for the near post in that situation. So you have to take a touch, like one extra one, to get that 90-degree angle, and then basically shoot it from there, right? So we'll just take it from there. Yeah, transitioning is really good with him. I like it's he goes instantly, like he stops, goes, stops, goes, stops, goes. That's like the important thing with CDMs, right? That's also going to be very good for center mids if you use them in a 4-1-2-1-2, right? So, because some players are not great at doing those transitioning movements, but because of the new jockey system, to be honest, at EA, it is the best jockey system we've ever had. They can jockey really, really quickly, regardless of them having super high agility and balance. But you'll notice that when you're using someone like Conte with a low center of gravity and being short, well, low center of gravity because he is short, with decent agility and balance, considering that he is a skinnier player who's also small, those types of players, like, they transition like absolute monsters. That's why Conte is a very good card. I know people say he's overpowered, but it's not necessarily the fact that he's overpowered. It's just because his type of card is going to be able to transition because of body type and all those types of things that you have to be looking for when it comes to understanding what cards work best in FIFA. Right there, you can see that he doesn't intercept that opportunity. It could be different if he has a shadow card where his defensive stats are drastically improved, right? Okay, so with João Felix, we're going to go ahead and try a nice little ball roll, compose finish. Okay, so there's nice, great mechanics from EA, you know, just fantastic. Just, you know, I try to shoot the ball, and then, you know, I guess he gets his composure thing or whatever it is. Obviously, you should be able to just shoot that normally. You wouldn't have to finesse it. You should just be able to take a touch, finesse to the other side, or just a nice little power strike, and then take it from there. But those aren't always consistent as well, so that's why people usually go for the ball roll finish, because the shooting is still kind of inconsistent. This is before the patch. So hopefully after the patch, you might be able to consistently score in that way. So again, a nice little finish you should be able to do here is a ball roll finesse. And because if you take a regular touch, the finesse shot isn't as good. So nice ball roll finesse is probably the best solution. So right now with Paulinho's card, as a CDM, I would 100,000% give him a shadow card. It would be different, maybe potentially with a center mid position. If he is playing in a 4-1-2-1-2, but right now I'm definitely noticing that he needs shadow the most. This guy's going to make the transitioning run upwards. He's going to utilize that space. We can do a nice little finesse here and then take it from there. Always while working that extra space right there. That was a good interception there with Paulinho, though. Very generic one, though. Wasn't anything like special. You'll see that there's specific angles that he doesn't intercept. Those ones he intercepted right on the spot. He opened up that space. Nice little tap shot, and that's it. Overcommitted there with the center back. Never want to overcommit there with the center back. It's all about like just using your left stick to dribble in those general areas. Forward, back, that type of dribbling will definitely help your attacking presence. Wow, on an empty net, he still hits the post. This is pre-patch, guys, so I'm not sure if they're gonna fix that. But that's like that's the thing I was talking about in the other video when I was reviewing the title update, was the fact that players do hit the post more often than not. That was an empty net, and he still hit the post, right? So definitely a huge problem in that regard. This guy's gonna think I'm gonna commit. Let his little pass right there. Working that extra space. Rui Costa. Drag back. I already have that near post angle, but I'm not going to do it. Do some fancies right here. Not going to score it, though. Rainbow Flick is not necessarily the most effective skill move in this year's game, but it's still a fun skill move to do when you do pop off with it. These passes. Charles. Wow, you got to give me the ball when I defend EA. We're going to do a nice little fancy right here. Always aim for that near post right there. If I do a finesse shot in that situation, I may not actually score it. Oh, little dribbly with João Felix. See, that's what the whole thing with the sniper card. That's what I was trying to tell you guys in the last video. Just being able to responsibly move into position. Like if I don't have a sniper, I may not be able to do it that sharply and that quickly, right? Wow, against the goalkeeper, he still does a huge emphasis on it. That's just stupid, EA. I even dribbled there to try to like restart the skill move thing, and obviously it didn't work the way it should have there. The fact that he pushed it so far after he does a skill move is really stupid.
chance here. Wanting to shoot.
Ooh, that looked cool, man. I got the timing on that one for sure. Alright guys, so my final verdict on the card is that it's decent. It's definitely a very usable card. If you want to rock with a Brazilian team or you want to rock with a Chinese league team, it's definitely possible to use this card because what you can do, right, is you can line this card up in a 4-5-1 position, right? If you got that Scream Hulk card, put that Screaming Hulk on your right side, Paulinho in the right cam position, and then Alex Teixeira or something as a striker. You get 3 green links there. You don't have to worry about any of those cards if you want to use them. So if you're doing it for sentimental value or for fun value, doing the card would be worth it in that regard. So the 2 chemistry styles that I would highly recommend putting on the card, because the 2 noticeable things that I noticed him missing was the pace and the dribbling. The dribbling was very, very noticeable from time to time. And also, even though his defending stats are pretty decent, and this could just be a manual defending thing with interceptions, he didn't really intercept that many certain opportunities that he probably should have. But with the shadow card, he would probably intercept them more. So if you're using him as a CDM on stay back while attacking with similar tactics to this, I would highly recommend giving him a shadow card. He will be very, very usable for you, but you will from time to time notice his high attacking work rates. But, you know, having an extra presence there isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes having him to make that small little extra run is very, very helpful. If you do end up using him as a center mid, I would recommend increasing his dribbling as much as possible, giving him something like an engine, while also increasing the pace with engine with a 5 and 5. You would also be increasing the balance by 10 and then the agility by 5. So maybe improving it slightly would definitely improve your general experience with him. With high work rates as a center mid, he would obviously play that role really well, but having a center mid that can push up but equally can push back really well is very important. So again, even with him as a center mid, you still may want to put a shadow on him to make him as fast as possible to push up and to push back. But is it worth doing for 170k? Because that's what the price is on the foot bin is right now. It could be more in the future, who knows? It's worth doing, like I said, for fun or sentimental value, right? So for fun value, you know, like I said, Scream Hulk, Alex Teixeira in the team, or you're a Brazilian person, so you want to get that card. Like me being Portuguese, if it's a Portuguese SBC, I'll do everything in my power to get the card. But in general, would I do it meta-wise, the way that the game is currently set up? Probably not, because his links are kind of hard because of the fact that he is from the Chinese league. You would only have to put Brazilian players next to him, or you do the thing like I said with Alex Teixeira and Hulk. So is it worth 170k? Only for sentimental or fun value, not for meta value. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to see more of these review type videos in the future, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you guys for the next video. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.